Hey guys, Justin Pickard back with you, just with another video today about second and third tier lenders. And I suppose some of the pros and cons that we see with these guys. So, when we kind of see the big four banks, which usually get most of the media attention, when we tap out or we don't meet their policies, where do we go? How can we get finance in other ways to keep you moving forward, whether that be for you to live in a property or a property to invest in? So, obviously, us brokers, we've got access to kind of 30, 35 different banks. So if we don't meet the criteria for lenders, there are lenders in our second, third tier space, some of our outer lenders, your scenario may fit in. So really our goal is to try and find a home for your scenario whilst keeping that competitive and, obviously in line with what you want to achieve. So some examples of that is that, if our serviceability is tight. So, if we've got our big four banks saying, look, we're tapped out with serviceability, not enough, we're not going to lend you anymore, you've hit your limits, but you want to get your next investment property, then we need to have a look at some of these lenders who are a bit more looser on their servicing. So these could be things like negative gearing benefits, investment property holding costs, and some of these other little bits of red tape where the big banks take more of a conservative approach. But if we've got a few properties here, that might actually allow us, if we use these policies over here, to get better servicing numbers than what the big banks are, because their policies are a bit more conservative. So we just kind of navigate through the process to try and keep you going as far as possible. Now there may be a ceiling, there may be a limit, but we try and obviously exhaust what we can get to, and making sure that, it's not going to put you in any financial stress or hardship, but making sure that it works best with your scenario, and then you can obviously meet the lender's guidelines as well. But some pros obviously of using the outside lenders is, yes, they will give you a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more servicing, which is great. They may also have some policies which they may take an exception to. So sometimes our bigger lenders might not, take an exception to policy and they'll stay firm. Some of our outside lenders may look at your scenario on a case-by-case basis. So if it's very out of the ordinary but it makes sense, a lender might actually go outside their policy and do it as a one-off in your favour. So that can be something we can look at as well. But also, the serviceability, getting those options and getting you to your next level is one of the main reasons we look outside. Now, some cons of them is, yes, there's a little bit less red tape in some instances, and a premium is sometimes paid for that. So your interest rates might be a little bit higher. Sometimes they can be cheaper, but they can also be a little bit higher at times as well. And also the fees can be a little bit higher too, but they are definitely a means to an end. So if we do get a property with a second or a third tier lender, and then in 12 months time or 18 months time, we have a change in financial scenario, you get a pay rise or we close off a credit card or a car loan or whatever it is, and then we meet the parameters over here, well, sometimes we can refinance that property, bring it back over here, but because you've taken action and secured the property over here and it goes up 20, 30, maybe 50% in some instances, you've made the equity, or, yes, you've paid some smaller fees and interest rates, but the money you've gained over here, translate it back over here, it definitely makes sense. So you just need to have a look at your goal, what your purpose is, but second and third tier lenders are very useful. And it is something that, if you do need access to these lenders or you're not really sure where to look, certainly feel free to reach out to us, and hopefully we'll be able to assist you move forward on your investing journey. Thanks very much.